just wanted to take a few minutes, throw my 2 cents out there on the Black Knight 210 bind and fly mini quad, racing drone, however you want to call it. I picked this up at my local hobby shop. If you live anywhere near Thomasville, North Carolina, check out Anderson RC. Great bunch of guys up there. Matt's awesome, or if you don't, you can source it online, or maybe your local hobby shop if you got a decent one. We're blessed and have Anderson RC, and they're an awesome hobby shop. And like I said, or you can source it online. I know Ready Made RC has it, and I think Get FPV might have it as well. You can pick this thing up for right at the $200. Yes, $200 price point, $199. What do you get for your money? Well, you get a bind and fly drone. Comes with a 700 TV line camera, Naze 32 flight control board, minimum OSD, 40 channel race band, 5.8 gig transmitter, circular polarized antenna, 2 sets of props, and a Spectrum compatible satellite receiver, and your light bar on the back, LED light bar. The motors, 4 of them, obviously, 2205, 2300 kVs. It comes in the box with no battery and no session. It's just the quadcopter, ready to fly. All you got to do is bind it up to your transmitter. Whether you have to get a new transmitter, or if you got a Spectrum, you just bind it to yours. It is DSM2 and DSMX compatible. I'm currently flying it on my DSM2, my old DX6i, because I intend on traveling it with me. And if this and my DSM2 DX6i get lost, stolen, broke, busted, or whatnot, I won't cry as hard as some of my newer gear. So all you got to do is pull it out of the box, slap a charged LiPo on it, bind it to your radio, hook it up to your laptop or desktop or whatever you got on Clean Flight, and program it up. Most of it's already programmed, but you need to check through. Mine was mostly programmed out of the box, but like I said, you want to check through and change anything, adjust anything. Like if you want to run a 3S instead, you'll need to change the volts and stuff so that your low voltage on your OSD work properly. It was already set up for 4S on mine. It comes out of the box flying great. Those are I think that's about most of the basic components. If you need a full list of specifications, I'm sure you can find them on the internet. Let's start with some cons. Things I would change about it if you were to get this. The biggest thing to keep in mind when you're flying is the camera. Its picture's great, but when you transition light to dark, it's slow. So you go sky, you back down to the ground, feels like forever before, it's just like black, like where'd everything go? Then finally it picks it back up. Or, if you're right at the tree level, you can see the sky perfectly, and you're wanting to descend, but you can't because you can't see below you, so you got to turn around and head away from the sun sometimes. Okay, there's my clear path back down into the woods, depending on where you're flying. If you're out in an open field, it's not so bad because, the ground's going to be lit up. It'll change a little quicker. Less objects to hit. The next thing, other than the camera being slow, it's ready to fly quad for $200. I got to cut corners somewhere. Would be the transmitter itself. I don't know what brand it is. I'm probably just going to deal with it for now. But I've had it on 2 occasions in the week. I've had this for a week. And on 2 occasions I've been flying along Boom, just static on my goggles. What? And I threw it up in stability mode and bumped the buttons because it looked like there was some fuzz there, and changed it and went up to channel 3 on my Fat Sharks. Well, there's my video. I'm flying along. Does it again. Well, go back to channel 1. Okay, well, there's my video again. And then it was fine. Like I said, during the week I've had it, it's done it twice. That exact scenario. The next thing I would really change is you can kind of deal with the transmitter. It doesn't do it all the time. It could just be mine. You can deal with the camera, but I am going to change the antenna for now. I will be getting a new antenna. It's circular polarized, but I don't think it's quite doing like it should. Maybe it's because it's so low, but I feel like it's limiting the range. I'm gonna try a VAS Duraspec or something. Put on here, see how it does. But the last thing, you can fly it as is and have a great time. Is this a beginner's quad? No. You can tone it down enough that you can learn off of it, but it is not a beginner's quad. I would get something a little smaller, a little lighter, a little cheaper, a little slower to learn if I was trying to learn. I know enough to be dangerous. I fly mostly the bigger ones, 450, 1100s and stuff, but I fly them in manual mode or rate mode, however you want to call it. But you can have it like this, get great bang for your buck, fly it like it is, leave the camera, leave that on there if you're staying close. The only thing I would say that I would absolutely do when you get this out of your box is either regularly check your screws. Get you a 2mm wrench, Allen wrench, and check your screws around all your Allen screws. Make sure they're tight regularly. Or what I just finished doing, because I noticed I was losing parts in the air, pull them all out, put some blue thread locker in, and stick them in. That'd probably be the better option. And when I say losing, you got your skid plate up here, which is great, but you see these two bolts right here, they go into the front arms, and then there's supposed to be two more right here. They're gone. Then back here there's a little skid plate with two bolts through it, and over here there's supposed to be one with two bolts through it into the back arm. It's gone. So I would definitely address the screws if you got one of these. Another pro, almost forgot about it. It comes with the beeper already built in as well. You can set it up on your switch for your transmitter, or it was already set up on failsafe, so you cut the transmitter off. It goes to beeping automatically like crazy. So if you lose signal, it's going to start beeping. Unless you change the settings in there on it. But out of the box it was set up there. It's great. It works great because my son crashed it out in the field, and it was some tall grass up in my waist. So you can imagine this little booger would be hard to find if it wasn't for that beeper. The satellite receiver has the a bind button right on it. If I didn't cover that, you can bind it straight to your transmitter without having to deal with another receiver if you're running Spectrum. And it flies great. How well does it fly? What kind of power? Your mileage may vary. I'm running just the stock settings. It's like what they recommend. Oh God, what was it? 60? No, 7. I can't remember right now, but I'm around 70 to 80% on my rates. And the PIDs are where they were out of the box. And well, let's take a quick look at what kind of power it has and stuff. See how it does. We'll take a quick trip down to my little field. Well, there you have it. Plenty of punch out power. And with the original rates not even turned all the way up, rolls pretty quick, enough to get you used into the racing quad type deals. You can tone it down or you can speed them up. So I think on 4S it's got plenty of power for the intermediate and even the advanced flyers to enjoy. Um, Another little thing, I'll let you see the lights real quick. Out of the box, mine's set up. I like them because if you're flying with others, you can keep track of each other. No chance of midair. Got your light bar on the back. When you mine's set up for it's green when it's disarmed. It goes blue because I like blue when I arm it. And the sides, you can change it to do whatever. You cut it off, leave it on. I just left it going. It was set up when you roll left, roll right. You know, little flashes, little turn signals. It's kind of funny. But and one last pro on it is, well, I would say the OSD. I don't know if you've got any experience with minimal OSD, but something like this, you don't want a whole lot of information. You don't need GPS, all this. You just run around having fun, fairly close. So you don't need a whole lot of clutter. This one's got artificial horizon, which you don't need it, but it is kind of nice, I guess, if you're having trouble with the orientation. But it's not too intrusive. Most other info's in the corners. Your voltage is at the top center, and if you get flying along, if you're close enough, the beeper on here will start beeping as well. Or if you're just flying FPV and you're a little far off, you can't quite hear the beeper. The voltage, I think, will flash, and it'll flash at the bottom low volts. So you could be flying along and quit looking at your voltage and quit paying attention to it, and then the flashing low volts on the bottom of the screen is just enough. So the OSD is not too intrusive for flying, for playing around, freestyle, racing, whatever. And it's just enough to go, hey, it's time to land. You don't need to puff your pack. And on that punch out, I'm running a Tattoo battery, the R-Line 1300 4S with 95C rating. If you get it, like I said, just a quick reminder, thread locker your bolts. And I hope you enjoy. It's obviously carbon fiber frame, top and bottom, real thick, durable, lots of crashes, and it's took it. Only thing I broke is props. The side rails here are plastic, and the standoffs right here are aluminum, I believe. But it's plastic on the side rail and the bottom of the arms. But the plates, the top and bottom plates and the arms are all carbon fiber. Nice, thick, and meaty. And I think it's a pretty good little quad. Pretty good bang for your buck. With only a few cons on the quad. But for the price point, you can't really complain because of what you're getting and its capabilities. At least, so I don't. At least that's my opinion. But I hope you enjoyed the review. If you got any questions, maybe I missed something, leave a comment down below. I will try to answer them. And if I have any major issues with this thing, like I said, I've only had it a week. I will throw out an update. If no update, then it's probably good. But like I said, I've only had it a week, so we'll see. This is after a week, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's a great, fine little quad.